I listed some study material there for you, just some other things if you want to read some other things, and I brought some things if you want to take anything home, you know, bring it back the other month. Some things No, I've not read all of these. This is part of my library, and I hope to begin to create time in my life to do all this. Dustin and I went to this seminar, and I highly recommend this, Slap Your Way to a Better Marriage. He talks about sex, and he's very plain, and it's something that needs to be spoken to from our pulpits on men and pornography, and it's just really good. And you don't hear things about it, and I think too many of our men that sit on our church pews are guilty of these things, and that's why they're not seen. That's why their marriages are not blessed. And we'll talk about some of that. I'll use him today. Love and Respect by Emerson Eggridge. I finally got rid of books and started going to CD. So I don't have time to read, so I actually listened to all 6 hours of that while we went to Indiana this weekend. Drive with headsets on. It's very nice. If you don't want to watch DVDs, I also got the book there for him. There's just several different good things here. What a Husband Needs from His Wife is another really good book. So I listed those there. In case y'all didn't know it, the Bible does tell us that if you're going to get married, you are going to have trouble. If anyone thinks that you go into marriage and thinks that it's not going to be trouble, that's the wrong thing. The Bible tells us right there. And the major reason is we are different. Men are different, women are different. Women and men. And that's another thing Mark talks about. Men's brains, women's brains, and he gives a whole seminar DVD on that section. There's tons of things out there. It's just a lot of fun. And it helps you. Again, I know if I talked to you about personalities, I think I talked about that in Sunday school. We all have different personalities, and if you understand what your spouse is, you have more grace for them because you understand that's who they are. So understanding even a man versus a woman, they live in a box and they can't follow you. So you are going to have troubles, and the difference in a successful marriage versus an unsuccessful marriage is you have the tools to work through those troubles when they come versus just throwing them away or ignoring them or getting mad or angry. First chapter we went over was sexuality, and we hit finances and work last month, and those are pretty big. Obviously, whatever your career is kind of does your own family's time and that. And of course, money are those. And so, my personal opinion and what you all think. Well, let me just ask you: what top 2 things come to your mind when you think of conflict in marriage? What are 2 things? Money.
Mm-hmm. Probably your sexual relationship.
I mean, that's what I personally think: money and sexual relationship. And so she's kind of laid it out. We did work and finances. Now we're right into sex. And if those areas, his finances, his work, and his sex life, if we can get those areas worked out, and those are areas most dear to his heart, the rest of this book are things that are important. But I really think we got to really focus on these first things. I'm sure you probably heard it. I'm not sure which speaker I've heard it from, but he asked a group he was speaking to men, what's the number one thing that you want to, that's most important to you? And half of them chuckled. It's like, yeah, I don't know what's number one on my mind. And then they did a survey, women, what is your priority? It was number 14 after gardening and okay, and so I have struggled with that for 10 years of my marriage. God, why did you make it number 14 on my list? I mean, if it's his number 1, why is it my number 14? And a couple of years ago, I finally realized you're wanting to teach me something through this. It's not something that comes natural to me. It's not something I really care about too much. But yet, he gets moody if it's not happening. So why did you do this? And it always, there was something deeper. And so I've never been one. I learned this at a Bible study. We were talking about something completely different. But one of the girls said, you fake it till you make it. And we were talking about that, and I was like, what? And that's what she's like, oh yeah. She's like, I'm like, you're putting on a show for him? And I said, but anyway, so is that what you want? As far as in your marriage, you're going to fake it till you make it? Or you're going to tell him, you know what, I'm just really not, you've not done anything to really get me interested. And so it goes deeper. And as we talk about these things today, you'll see he's got to give something too for you to be on your end. But And right here are some reasons why is this not so important for us? And like you said, if you've got kids on your hips and you're busy with that, if finances are, stressing you out, you're managing your home, women deal more with emotional stress, you hit it, exhaustion, especially in this time of life. And then if you're sick, I've got the flu and he's a little bit, like in your nuts.
Yeah. Why would you even think that?
You don't even care about me. Then you pick a fight because you're like, I feel so bad. Why would you even think that would be on my list?
Yeah. But Emerson Eggert has something to say about that, and we'll get to that here in a little bit. And in your all's lives, just ask yourself the question, how much time lasts without sexual intimacy? And I've had to really work on myself so I don't slave myself out here for y'all. So I'll keep myself quiet for a little bit. And I should have talked to my husband. Yeah, go ahead. And asked him what all I could have permission to share with you all.